This morning, Action News is going international. We're just a few weeks away from Chinese Moon Festival, and to celebrate the occasion, we're making some moon cakes. Joining me this morning is Cheryl Tan, the author of the book, A Tiger in the Kitchen. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's get right to it. Show us what we're going to do with a moon cake and what goes into one.
Okay, well, first of all, I've already made the dough.
Okay.
It's made with cake flour, mochiko, which is mochi flour, and all-purpose flour. You kind of mix it all together with confectioner's sugar and pandan water, which is made by boiling these tropical leaves, which they're kind of grassy and vanilla-y, and it's used in a lot of Southeast Asian desserts. You can buy them right here in the Detroit area. And if you can't find them, pandan essence can be found anywhere, so you can use that too.
Oh, great, and this is what it looks like, the dough.
Yes, I put in some green coloring to make it a little bit more colorful.
Okay, nice and festive.
I know. And then I've made the paste, but you can also buy the paste ready-made, like lotus seed paste. This is a red bean paste that I've cooked. It's kind of non-traditional. I've made it with a little bit of rum, a little bit of salt, and brown sugar. So what you want to do is you kind of take like a little bit of this. First you want to flour this up a little bit.
Okay.
So things don't stick.
Right.
Then you want to take a little bit of this. You don't want to take too much because, you know, you don't want it to be kind of too much dough and not so much filling.
You're just going to roll it out to about what kind of size?
These are a little non-traditional. These molds, by the way, that I'm going to use, these are not traditional mooncake molds. Mooncakes are usually rounder and higher, but I like my mooncakes with a little bit less filling, so I use these as something different. What we're doing is we're celebrating the harvest moon. It's supposed to be the fullest and the roundest around this time. So
okay, so you're just going to put that bean paste in the center?
So you just roll it out. And then you put some of the bean paste in the middle, like maybe, you know, however much you want. If you like more, then put more in, you know, but you can usually put like about 2 tablespoons, I would say.
Okay, and as you're doing this, tell us about this book. This is just one of the recipes you have in your book, but it's not necessarily a cookbook. No. There's so much more to it, right?
That's true. It's basically my family stories. I was born in Singapore and I was raised in Singapore. And when I was there, I didn't want to learn how to cook. I thought it was very uncool when I was a kid. So it wasn't until I was in my 30s and living here that I really missed my family, and I missed my family recipes. And I felt, you know, I have no idea how to make any of this. And you know, the best home cooks, when you ask them for a recipe, they don't cook by recipes. They cook by instinct. So my mom said, you know, if you want to learn all this, you've just got to come home. So I went home for a year and I hit the major festivals, Chinese New Year, Mooncake Festival, Dumpling Festival, and I learned all my family recipes and I wrote them down. And had my aunts tell me all these great stories about my family, about opium addictions and gambling dens, that kind of thing.
You got a lot of stories.
I know, it was crazy. You know, you always think your family's not that crazy, but then you actually find out that they are.
Oh, no. Yeah. So what are you doing right now?
So I've kind of rolled it and made it into a ball, and then you kind of press it into the mold, and then you just kind of whack it a little bit, and then it comes out, and you have a little mooncake.
Look at that.
Yeah, and these are a little bit more oval, and you know, they're just kind of fun to eat. There's no cooking involved. Just make sure you chill it overnight before serving.
These ingredients, where can you find them, generally speaking?
You can find most of them in Asian grocery stores. This is probably one of the hardest things to find, but you can find it right here in Detroit. This was bought right here. And if not, they're great Asian grocery stores online. All
right, Cheryl Tan, thanks so much for joining us. I know your book has gotten some great reviews, so we're going to have the details about this book and the recipe on our website, WXYZ.com. Just check the scene on 7th section.